All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Government assures farmers that minimum support price will continue and agriculture reforms are aimed at raising farmers' income. India exceeds by nearly 6 times, 140 per day per million COVID tests as advised by WHO. Recovery rate improves to 84.1%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate RAISE 2020 Artificial Intelligence Summit this evening. And in French Open, Polish teenager Iga Świątek beats top seed Simona Halep to reach quarter-finals of women's singles. In our special series on the occasion of the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we begin this bulletin with Bapu Ki Baat. In a post-prayer speech on 26th of October 1947, Mahatma Gandhi had said the Almighty is supreme and it is not the job of human being to take revenge.
इंसान जब संपूर्ण है तो संपूर्ण तो हो नहीं सकता है, भगवान ही संपूर्ण है। लेकिन माना कि इंसान संपूर्ण है तब तो पीछे दूसरों को संहार करे, दूसरों को सजा दे, और तो भी जब कि दूसरा आदमी है वो बहुत अपूर्ण है। लेकिन आज तो वो परीक्षा के लिए हमारे पास कुछ है ही, तो वो जो पुतला बनाते हैं विजयादशमी के रोज, उसका मतलब मेरी निगाह में इतना ही है कि वो बदला लेना, वो इंसान का, मनुष्य का, आदमी का काम नहीं है। बदला लेना तो उसको तो बदला भी नहीं कहा जाए, लेकिन जो कुछ भी है संहार करना है, हिंसा करना है, तो ईश्वर ही कर सकता है, दूसरा कुछ नहीं।
And now the news in detail. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar has said all the 3 agricultural reform bills passed by the central government will benefit the farmers. He added the country is moving towards one nation, one market. It is a visionary step towards transformation of agriculture and raising farmers' income. The minister was interacting with the media at Goa Secretariat in Panaji yesterday.
एक देश एक बाजार तैयार करने की ये रणनीति है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की जो बड़ी देश के लिए सोच है, जीएसटी के रूप में एक देश एक टैक्स हो गया। इन कृषि सुधार के कानूनों से एक देश एक बाजार हो जाएगा और एक देश एक राशन कार्ड की भी घोषणा की है। दूसरा कहा था सरकारी खरीद बंद हो जाएगी, चल शुरू हो गई है। पिछले 10 दिन से पंजाब, हरियाणा और बाकी जगह जहां खरीद होती थी वहां पैडी की खरीद शुरू हो गई।
The minister said for all the industrial produce, the selling price is fixed by the producer, but only in case of agricultural produce, the selling price is fixed by the agents. Now, after passage of this act, producer, that is the farmer, will have the priority to decide the selling price. He said the move will have a great impact in fetching the best price for the produce, which will directly go into the hands of the farmers. The minister added farmers now have the freedom to sell at the highest price available or offered. He said the minimum support price will not go. On the contrary, the government has paid much higher MSP to farmers.
ये पहली दफा इन बिलों से अधिकार मिलता है कि आप एपीएमसी में बेचे या बाहर बेचे। ये किसान का चॉइस होगा या अनुबंध करें, जिससे भी आपको अधिक पैसा मिलेगा वो कीमत तय करने का अधिकार अब किसान का मिला है। ये सबसे बड़ा फायदा इन कानूनों का है।
The minister urged the farmers not to fall prey to the politics over the newly enacted agricultural laws, saying that the Congress party has always deprived the farmers of their rights. The government has said around 1,082 crore rupees were paid to over 41,000 farmers for procurement of paddy on minimum support price MSP. The Consumer Affairs Ministry said the cumulative procurement of paddy in this Kharif marketing season is over 5,73,000 tons. Paddy procurement for 2020-21 has commenced across the procuring states. The procurement of seed cotton, kapas, during Kharif marketing season 2020-21 has started from the 1st of October. Cotton Corporation of India has procured a cumulative quantity of 147 bales under minimum support price for a value of around 41 lakh, benefiting 29 farmers.
The country has achieved a new landmark in terms of total COVID-19 recoveries. With over 55 lakh recoveries so far, India continues to occupy the top global position as the country with the maximum number of recoveries, registering recovery of over 82,000 patients in the last 24 hours. The national cumulative recovery rate has further improved to 84.1%. The Health Ministry has said that the gap between recovered cases and active cases is progressively widening. The constant increase in recoveries has ensured that the actual caseload of the country has reduced and currently comprises only 14.3% of the total positive cases. India achieved a milestone by keeping the active cases below the 10 lakh mark in a sustained manner for over 10 days in a row. The number of recovered patients has also overtaken the active cases by nearly 6 times. Unprecedented surge in COVID recoveries with more than 100% increase in patients recovered and discharged in the last 1 month has also been reported. Currently, India's case fatality rate has remarkably reduced and stands at 1.5%. The country has progressively maintained a low case fatality rate and stands at almost half of the current global average. In the last 24 hours, 75,829 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases reported in the country so far to 65,49,374. India has exceeded 140 per day per million COVID tests as advised by the World Health Organization. The increase is by nearly 6 times. In a tweet, the Health Ministry said that several states and union territories have demonstrated better performance than the national average. In its guidance note on public health criteria to adjust public health and social measures in the context of COVID-19, World Health Organization has advised that a country needs 140 tests per day per million population for comprehensive surveillance of suspected cases.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said that around 40 to 50 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be ready in the country for immunization against the virus by July next year. He said approximately 20 to 25 crore people, comprising the high priority group which is likely to include elderly, children, people with comorbidities, professionals with higher exposure among others, would be covered under the first phase of the immunization program. In his weekly address, Sunday Samvad, Dr. Harshvardhan shared the country's way forward in tackling the pandemic. He informed that the states and the union territories have been given time up to the end of this month to submit lists of priority population groups for receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
The government is working round the clock to ensure that there is a fair and equitable distribution of vaccines once they are ready. Our government's utmost priority is how to ensure vaccines for each and everybody in the country. There is a high-level expert body going into all aspects of the vaccine. Lists of citizen groups which will require vaccine administration on top priority are being drawn up by the Health Ministry in association with the state governments. Our rough estimate and target would be to receive and utilize 400 to 500 million doses covering approximately 20 to 25 crore people by July 2021.
Speaking during the 4th edition of his special discussion series yesterday over COVID-19 related issues, the Health Minister informed that the government is also in discussion with the vaccine manufacturing companies to work out on the swift supply mechanism and vaccine storage facilities. Referring to COVID-19 as a global challenge, Dr. Harshvardhan called for concerted efforts to find global solution to end the pandemic. He urged everyone to strictly adhere to the precautions and guidelines as advised by the Health Ministry from time to time. Talking to All India Radio News, Dr. Anupam Prakash, Professor, Department of Medicine, Lady Hardinge Medical College, New Delhi, advised people on how to enhance immunity to stay safe from coronavirus.
इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए एक अपना तनाव कम रखें, पौष्टिक आहार लें, रोज जो है एक फल जरूर करें और खीरा ककड़ी जैसे जो फल होते हैं, जो सैलेड्स जो हैं वो जरूर बढ़ाएं. इनमें मिनरल्स, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. यही आपको मदद करेंगे और ये जो है प्राकृतिक भी है. खाना अपना पूरा रखेंगे तो हमें कभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी.
All schools in Delhi will remain closed till 31st of October due to the ongoing pandemic. The Delhi government had earlier ordered schools in the national capital to remain closed till 5th of October. Online classes have been allowed to continue. The centre had, in its announcement of the 5th phase of easing of COVID restrictions, allowed states and union territories to decide on the reopening of schools, colleges and other educational institutions in a graded manner after the 15th of this month.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government assures farmers that minimum support price will continue and agricultural reforms are aimed at raising farmers' income. India exceeds by nearly 6 times 140 per day per million COVID tests as advised by WHO. Recovery rate improves to 84.1%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate RAISE 2020 Artificial Intelligence Summit this evening. And in French Open, Polish teenager Iga Świątek beats top seed Simona Halep to reach quarterfinals of women's singles. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
A total of 2,683 fresh cases of COVID-19 were recorded in Delhi in the last 24 hours. This takes the total number of affected people in the city to over 2,90,000. The Delhi government has said that over 2,60,000 people infected by coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 3,126 people have recovered and 38 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the death toll to 5,510. Presently, the total number of active cases in Delhi is 24,753. In Madhya Pradesh, the number of COVID-19 cases in the state has climbed to more than 1,35,000 after 1,720 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. With 35 patients succumbing to the infection, the death toll rose to 2,434. A report.
As per the State Health Bulletin, 2,120 coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospitals in the past 24 hours, taking the number of recovered cases in the state to around 1,13,000. There are now 19,372 active cases in Madhya Pradesh. Additional Chief Secretary Mohammad Suleiman informed that the state government is aiming to test at least 30,000 tests per day. But challenge is that people are not readily volunteering for tests and do not report to fever clinics. The Madhya Pradesh government has also kept the prices of tests in private clinics. In Madhya Pradesh, 21,17,000 tests have been conducted so far. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Chhattisgarh, Corona Intensive Community Survey campaign is being carried out. Under the campaign, a door-to-door survey is being conducted to identify patients with symptoms of COVID-19 in rural and urban areas of the state by 12th of October. More from our correspondent.
The objective of this campaign is to identify corona patients as soon as possible by conducting intensive community survey in urban and rural areas of the state. Through this campaign, the state government is trying to break the chain of corona infection by isolating corona patients. During the survey, teams will visit the houses and collect information about people suffering from symptoms of corona infection such as fever, cold, cough and breathlessness. Meanwhile, the report of serosurveillance conducted in 10 districts of Chhattisgarh by the Indian Council of Medical Research (ICMR) has been released. According to this, the presence of antibodies fighting against corona infection has been found in the body of 5.56% of people of the state. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
Odisha has crossed another milestone in COVID-19 recovery by crossing the 2 lakh mark. With the recovery of 4,108 cases yesterday, the total number of patients recovered from the infection so far has gone up to 2,02,302. A report.
COVID-19 positive cases continue to trail behind recovered cases in the state for over 10 days in a row. As per the report yesterday, new recovery has charged ahead of new infection by a margin of about 800 cases. Yet another aspect of the viral spread yesterday is that as many as 17 districts out of the total 30 have reported less than 100 cases each. Though the cumulative caseload of the state has crossed 2,32,000 by now, yet the incremental recovery has squeezed the active cases further down to about about 33,500 from a high of about 40,000 a week ago. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
Gujarat has recorded 1,302 new cases of coronavirus in the last 24 hours. Total 1,22,365 patients have recovered from COVID-19 till now. The recovery rate has reached up to 85.75%. More from our correspondent.
The total cases detected so far in Gujarat have reached up to 1,42,700. 1,246 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. More than 46,45,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date, out of which 56,700 tests were carried out yesterday. Maximum 283 new cases reported from Surat. At present, total active cases in the state are 16,836, out of which 87 patients are on ventilator. 9 patients died yesterday, taking the total death due to COVID-19 up to 3,499. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
In Maharashtra, more than 4 lakh restaurants, bars and hotels will reopen today after a gap of 6 months. They were closed across the country under the nationwide lockdown in the wake of the ongoing pandemic. The reopening will bring relief to the state's hospitality industry, which generates revenue worth over 80,000 crore rupees and employs around 2.4 crore people directly and indirectly. A report.
As per the safety guidelines, putting on face mask will be mandatory except while eating. Hotels will have to obtain consent from visitors for sharing their details with administrative and health authorities for contact tracing related activities. They will have to make available hand sanitizers. Payment should be made through digital mode. Precautions should be taken during handling cash transactions. Also, there should be separate entry and exit points at hotels and restaurants. Only cooked food should be included in the menu and raw and cold foods like salads should be avoided. Sonali Ghadiyar Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Karnataka, 10,145 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday, taking the total tally to 6,40,661. 7,287 people recovered from the disease and were discharged from various hospitals in the state. The total number of recovered people have gone up to 5,15,782. 67 COVID patients lost their life in the last 24 hours, and the total number of fatalities have increased to 9,286.
In Tamil Nadu, the total COVID-19 infection has reached almost 6,20,000, with 5,489 people testing positive yesterday. The recoveries have surpassed 5,64,000. The patients currently under either treatment or home isolation are a little above 46,000. State Health Minister Dr. C. Vijaya Bhaskar has said the health infrastructure has been augmented adequately to provide quality medical assistance to the patients. More from our correspondent.
It is a matter of comfort that the active COVID-19 caseload hovers around 46,500 continuously for quite long in the state. There were fears that the unlock phase may lead to a resurgence of new cases, but the data shows signs of stability, except in Chennai, where the daily new cases have started exceeding 1,300 again. The State Health Minister Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar in his recent media interaction pointed out to the reports of a possible second wave. He said such a situation may be unlikely and added that the state health infrastructure is capable of facing such a wave of viral resurgence if there is any. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
United States President Donald Trump has continued to improve after his COVID-19 diagnosis and could be discharged from the hospital today. In a video posted on Twitter, President Trump said that he is feeling much better now and that the next few days would be the real test. U.S. President's COVID-19 diagnosis, which he made public in a tweet early Friday, has upended his election campaign. A number of people around the president have tested positive too, including First Lady Melania Trump.
Back home, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the summit RAISE 2020, Responsible AI for Social Empowerment 2020 today. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Niti Aayog are organizing the mega virtual summit on artificial intelligence from today till the 9th of October. The summit will discuss cross-sector subjects like leveraging AI for pandemic preparedness, the impetus that innovation places on digitization, inclusive AI, and partnerships for successful innovation. In the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Prime Minister Modi plans to leverage AI for Inclusive Development, representing the country's AI for All strategy. Directed by the Prime Minister's vision, India will soon stand out in the international community, not just as a leader in the field of artificial intelligence, but will also be a model to show the world on how to responsibly direct AI for social empowerment. More from our correspondent.
The summit will be a global meeting of minds to exchange ideas and chart a course for using artificial intelligence for social transformation, inclusion and empowerment in areas like healthcare, agriculture, education and smart mobility among other sectors. During the summit, delegates and experts in research, policy and innovation on artificial intelligence will join from across the globe. The summit will also feature some of the most exciting startups working in artificial intelligence related fields. Startups chosen through the Artificial Intelligence Solution Challenge will showcase their solutions in the AI Startup Pitch Fest scheduled on 6th October. This is part of government's continuing support to tech entrepreneurs and startups by providing exposure, recognition and guidance. With Dipendra Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AI News, Delhi.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has accused the opposition parties of trying to foment caste conflict and communal riots in the state. He said opposition parties are also attempting to hamper the ongoing development work in the state so that they can derive political mileage. The Chief Minister has asked the police department to handle with utmost sensitivity and act swiftly in cases related to crime against women, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. A report.
In an address to the BJP workers in Nogama Sadat in Amroha district yesterday, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said that certain political forces are unable to digest the development works being carried out by the state government and are adopting every trick to throw the state into a caste conflagration. Meanwhile, Additional Chief Secretary Home of State Avnish Kumar Awasthi and ADG Law and Order Prashant Kumar yesterday visited the family of another alleged gang rape victim in Balrampur district. A 22-year-old woman died after she was allegedly gang raped in the district on September 29th. After meeting family, Avnish Awasthi said that they have assured the family that stringent action will be taken against the guilty. This case will be tried in a fast-track court. If required, action will be taken under the National Security Act. Till now, 4 accused have been arrested by police in this case. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Lok Janshakti Party or LJP has decided to fight the Bihar Assembly elections alone. The party said that it will not contest the elections in alliance with Janata Dal United due to ideological differences. A decision in this regard was taken at the party's parliamentary board meeting chaired by LJP President Chirag Paswan in New Delhi. In a statement, the party said it shares a strong alliance with the BJP at the national level and it does not have any difference with the BJP. It added that after the announcement of the result, LJP MLAs will form the government with the BJP to support Prime Minister Narendra Modi's development initiative. The meeting of the BJP Central Election Committee was held in New Delhi yesterday to discuss the names of candidates for the upcoming Bihar Assembly elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President JP Nadda and other senior leaders attended the meeting at the party headquarters. Earlier in the day, Mr. Nadda held a meeting of party leaders at his residence to discuss the strategy for the upcoming assembly elections.
The Gujarat government has decided to provide subsidized food grain to additional 10 lakh families under National Food Security Act NFSA. With this, all NFSA benefits will be available to 50 lakh poor citizens. An official release said all Divyangs, widows and old age pension scheme beneficiaries will also get benefits of NFSA. Below poverty line BPL families that are not covered under NFSA will also get benefits of NFSA. The state government has also decided to include rickshaw pullers, chakro mini tempo drivers and other such daily wages under this food grain distribution scheme. Registered labourers under Bandhkam Shramik Kalyan Board will also get the benefit of food grain distribution in the state. All these beneficiaries will get 5 kilogram food grains per month, including 3.5 kilogram wheat and 1.5 kilogram rice. Moving on to sports. In tennis, Polish teenager Iga Świątek dumped top seed Simona Halep out of the French Open last night with a crushing 6-1, 6-2 victory to make her maiden Grand Slam quarter-final. The top-seeded Romanian had been on a winning streak that stretched back to January before facing 19-year-old Świątek. World number 54, Świątek, will now play against Italian qualifier Martina Trevisan, who knocked out 5th seed Dutch Kiki Bertens 6-4, 6-4. Third seed Elina Svitolina ended the run of local hope Caroline Garcia with a comfortable 6-1, 6-3 win to move into her third quarter-final at Roland Garros. The Ukrainian will now play Argentine qualifier Nadia Podoroska. In men's singles, 12-time French Open champion Rafael Nadal raced into the quarter-finals with a straight-set victory over American qualifier Sebastian Corda. Nadal will next face the 19-year-old Yannick Sinner, who defeated US Open runner-up Alexander Zverev. World number 3 Dominic Thiem is through to his 5th straight Roland Garros quarter-final. Austrian player Thiem will now play Argentine 12th seed Diego Schwartzman, who reached the quarter-finals with a 6-1, 6-3, 6-4 victory over Italian Lorenzo Sonego.
In IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings beat Kings 11 Punjab by 10 wickets in Dubai last night. Brilliant half-centuries by openers Faf du Plessis, 87 off 53, and Shane Watson, 83 off 53, and their 181-run not-out stand for the first wicket helped Chennai successfully chase the target in 17.4 overs. In another fixture in Sharjah, Mumbai Indians defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad by 34 runs. Opting to bat, Mumbai made 208 for 5 in stipulated 20 overs. In today's encounter, Royal Challengers Bangalore will take on Delhi Capitals at Dubai.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will see a mainly clear sky. It will have minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and maximum of 35 degrees. Mumbai will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature will be 26 and the maximum will be around 33. Chennai will see a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata will see a partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 27, while the maximum will be around 34. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 18 in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35. The city will see a mainly clear sky. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature was around 6, while the maximum will be around 27. The city will see a mainly clear sky. Ladakh will have mainly clear sky. The temperature is likely to hover between -1 and 22 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will see a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 8 and 30. Muzaffarabad will see a mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature will be 12 degrees and the maximum will be around 29 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Quoting the Health Minister, a top headline in the Times of India writes, 20 to 25 crore to get corona vaccine by July. The paper adds, states asked to submit priority list, while the Statesman says, priority would be given to health workers. In Bihar, the Lok Janshakti Party to fight against JDU candidates but remains part of the NDA. The Pioneer states, LJP dumps Nitish to go solo. To take forward the positives of the last meeting, India and China will hold another round of lieutenant-level talks, says the Tribune under the headline, LAC Rao, Corps Commander-level meet on October 12. Banks relieved as government will foot bill for interest waiver, reports the Economic Times. The paper also adds, lenders will now have room to offer liberal loan recast terms to stressed borrowers. Delhi schools to remain shut till month's end as parents voice concerns over safety, writes the Indian Express. And finally, the opening of all-weather Atal Tunnel will check the migration of 70% of the people from leaving Lahore each year during the harsh winter months, mentions the Tribune on its front page story.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government assures farmers that minimum support price will continue and agriculture reforms are aimed at raising farmers' income. India exceeds by nearly 6 times, 140 per day per million COVID tests as advised by WHO. Recovery rate improves to 84.1%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate RAISE 2020 Artificial Intelligence Summit this evening. And in French Open, Polish teenager Iga Świątek beats top seed Simona Halep to reach quarterfinals of women's singles. And now, before we end the bulletin, we bring you Bapu's favorite bhajan Vaishnav Janto, sung by artists from Guyana. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.